Okay, we have for you a quote coming in from the Information Technology Committee chairman. Remember, yesterday itself, the IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav had said that the government would take the complaints into serious consideration. Now we're learning more about what the next few steps planned are, with the Information Technology Committee chairman Pratap Rao telling us that the matter has been brought to notice yesterday itself. As of now, we've not taken any decision about whether or not Apple should be summoned. We will discuss with other members of the panel before we arrive on a decision. My colleague Payal Mehta to tell us more. Payal, before you tell us about the steps ahead that the committee has discussed, can you also tell us who forms the Information Technology Committee? Are there opposition members on it too?
Very interestingly, on the IT committee is Mahua Mohitra, there's Nishikant Dubey, there's Karthi Chidambaram, there's Shashi Tharoor. So all of these are members of the IT committee. Essentially, these are the members who had claimed that their accounts were being hacked and they were being harassed in that way as well. So what we're given to understand that since there's been requests coming in from various quarters and it was reported in certain sections of the media, that probably the IT committee is considering calling or summoning Apple before it. What we're given to understand, and Pratap Rao Jadhav, who is the chairman of the committee, will tell you the official version. He has said that the information has just come in just about yesterday. We've just seen the details coming in as well. As of now, they have not taken any call to summon Apple because there's a procedure to follow when you have to summon somebody for a parliament committee. We'll have to also wait and see, since the matter is also under investigation, whether or not the parliament committee can summon this. But Pratap Rao Jadhav, who's currently in his constituency, has said that once the details are out further, then he will be in fact in a position to discuss with his colleagues in the committee and take a call on whether they need to summon Apple or no.
Okay, can you just tell our audiences, please, Payal, how is the government reacting right now? Amit Malviya's statement came in a few minutes ago, and in that statement, he'd made an allegation, obviously, about George Soros. But he's also made a seeming allegation that George Soros-run NGO Access Now is somehow linked to Apple. Is the government agreeing with that? Are they doubling down on that too, that Apple needs to be further investigated?
The details that what we saw yesterday were put out by Ashwini Vaishnav, the Union Minister for Information and Technology himself. He essentially said that an inquiry had been ordered. The government was in touch with Apple to see the procedure of the inquiry. The inquiry is currently underway, is what I'm given to understand. And possibly the inquiry result should be out in as late as probably the next fortnight or so. But obviously beyond that, the government of India is not commenting anything. They're not saying anything. They're saying it's just a matter of investigation. One has to look into this as well. But at the same time, the dirty tricks department of the opposition is what the government is blaming and saying that every time that they don't have any issues, they try and bring up these issues. And in fact, issues like Pegasus fell flat on its face, not just within the parliament, but even in the courts as well. So that's the line that the government is really taking. The government is waiting for the investigation to really happen, to go through as well, because they feel that this possibly, it does not clarify in very detail whether it was the Indian government or state sponsored is a very vague term which is being used by Apple. Is Apple trying to really cover its back by really trying to tell people that their software was not foolproof? That also remains to be seen. These are also the options that the government of India is not ruling out.
Okay, Payal, if I could ask you to stay with us, our colleague Pallavi Ghosh is also with us. Pallavi, we've been covering various opposition reactions to this story since yesterday itself. Can you tell us this most recent allegation that Amit Malviya has made? We've seen some opposition leaders, just on the face of it, rubbish these allegations altogether. The aspect where Amit Malviya has seemingly also targeted Apple, how are opposition leaders responding to that?
So what Amit Malviya said yesterday and the clarification which came in from Apple services is that there was a malfunction in the algorithm. So what the opposition parties are asking is that indeed if there was a malfunction, why is it only vis-a-vis the Apple phones owned by opposition leaders? How is it possible that no one from the ruling regime has got it? But again, the rebuttal which comes in from the BJP is that how do you know that? In fact, there are certain think tanks also. Samir Saran is one example which is being cited. He heads the ORF. He too got this Apple alert. And thereby the BJP's contention is that not everyone may be going public. The opposition leaders are going public because they want to score a political point over it. And if Apple has already issued a clarification, the matter should rest there. We saw Priyanka Chaturvedi's reaction, which was the first one, where she said that it is just unacceptable when you say that these alerts come only to the opposition parties and you're justifying it. Today began another day when you actually had this point put forward again by the BJP that there is a kind of a connection between between the Apple alerts with, the app which has been downloaded, access.com, and this app has links to George Soros, who's known for his anti-India stand and his close connections with many in the Congress party, Toya. So as far as the BJP's thread goes, they're linking that Apple alerts to access.com to Soros. This is something which opposition parties are refusing to buy. According to them, this is yet another instance about how the BJP wants to shut down any questioning of them, even if there is hard evidence in front of them.
I want to ask you, Pallavi, there's obviously the political and then there's the economic. Apple is a tech giant that has significant investments in India. It has manufacturing that goes out of India. Are we going to see serious implications play out possibly in the next few days? What's going to happen there?
No, I have my doubts about that because the BJP is not attacking Apple. They are only attacking the opposition parties, saying that Apple has already issued a clarification. Why are you not following that clarification? The fact is that yes, Apple matters because remember one of the recent stories we did was the fact that Apple is going to set up its plant in India, which of course is going to be a huge boost to India's self-reliance and also as far as foreign investments into our countries and economy is concerned. But that apart, if you look at the BJP and the government's response, it is not on attacking Apple services. In fact, they are saying that Apple has already issued a clarification, and why should one not believe what Apple is saying?
Okay, Pallavi, can I ask you to stay with us? I just want to walk our audiences through what the BJP has said, this Soros link that we're talking about. Then we'll connect back once again with our reporters. Okay, these are all claims that have been put forth by the BJP. Amit Malviya, one of the BJP IT cell chiefs, he's put this out on a tweet first. We're now double-clicking on the allegations that he's made. Number one, he said that the communication that was sent out yesterday, so we're talking about the two notifications that a number of opposition leaders are saying they received, some journalists are also saying they received this notification. BJP's claim number one is in that notification, the name of an NGO, Access Now, that is linked to Soros is also there. So if you scroll at the bottom, the name of that NGO is there. Now, claim number two. We've already told you this, that this was the second text that was sent by Apple, and it's this one that had the connection to Access Now linked to it. Now, claim number three, as we've already told you, the BJP has said that these are all follow-up mails that are suggesting clicking on Access Now. Question one here that is being raised is why would Apple link to a third-party website like Access Now in the first place? That remains the big question. Now let's move on. Claim number four, as you can see over here, the argument that Malviya at least is putting forth is that this Soros-funded NGO is possibly working with the tech giant. So they're working hand in hand. Claim number five, that there is a clear connection between the alert and the Soros-funded organization. This is all what Amit Malviya has put out in the last few hours. And BJP's claim number six, that this organization's digital security helpline is what's been cited in the alert. Claim number seven, that the opposition is giving a platform to Soros. So this is the broader link that you see Malviya trying to make, that there is a link somehow between the opposition and between Soros. Let's go to my colleague Pallavi to understand more on this entire story. Pallavi, since yesterday we've also had a number of outlets point out that Piyush Goyal, the BJP leader, the minister, also received this notification. What does the BJP have to say about that when it comes to this link they're alleging between Soros and the INDIA alliance members? The fact that Piyush Goyal also received this message, how do they see that?
So there are two things which are working here. I mean, if you listen to what Amit Malviya had to say yesterday also when he spoke to us, he said, how do you know that no one from the government or the BJP has not got these alerts? But we are not making a hue and cry about it because these are normal procedures. Apple has a very strong system in place where if they suspect or they see some suspicious activity, they immediately send out an alert. And Toya, quite possibly people like you and me may have already got those alerts from Apple in the past. That's the point which was made by Amit Malviya, that, there are BJP leaders as well who could have got got the alert. So Piyush Goyal's name is one which is being cited. The second thing is that he's talking specifically in the context of the opposition leaders. That the Apple complaint which these opposition leaders are making are also the ones who have taken subscription of access.com, and which is of course links up to George Soros. In fact, that has been a common complaint of the BJP since yesterday also, that Rahul Gandhi has a very close connect with Soros. He actually encourages him, and much of the narrative which is built up by the Congress party and some of the opposition parties against the government, against the BJP, is actually based on inputs which has been given by the NGOs run by George Soros, who's known for his anti-India stand.